Hello, hello, we have a new chapter of Kaiji. This one has a very exciting title called Wasteful Spending. The last one ended on quite the cliffhanger. Kaiji had made his deposit. They were kind of preparing his new account, preparing his bank book and stuff, when some sort of management type person called him over. Terrifying. Alright, are they gonna ask me about where I got that 10 million, or in other words, it wasn't from some kind of crime. And here we see a depiction of little baggies, or perhaps larger shrink-wrapped packages of heroin. I never would have guessed I'd see Fukumoto drawing heroin, but here we are. It's kind of interesting, you know, because he's always intrigued by the underground, by criminal marketplaces, by dark, shady business activity and stuff. But the only thing, all right, sorry, this is a bit of a tangent, but there is a Fukumoto comic that does deal with drugs, and I think it's actually really great. No, uh-oh. Oh, all right. The title was cut off, so it didn't come up when I searched for drugs. But Fukumoto made a one-shot called "Do You Know the Real Danger of Those So-Called Legal Drugs That Are Being Sold?" And it's quite a read. I think it's like a very reasonable, balanced take on it. It's not fear-mongering. It's like a lot of real concerns that you'd have with something like this. I'm not sure if Fukumoto readers, who I assume are just huge nerds, are really the type of people that need to hear this, but whoever needs to hear this, I think this is a good read. At any rate, sorry, that was the only other time I can think of that Fukumoto refers to drugs, outside of course, alcohol. At any rate, coming to make sure of that. May have to discuss regarding the money you're depositing. Oh man, this isn't looking good. This is the exact thing he was afraid of. But he's got the story, right? This is why they came up with the stories. That he's a vagabond, that he was a drifter, that he was having a tough time, and then he had been left this inheritance. It's going to turn his life around. Got the wrong idea. I'm telling you, I inherited this. Too quick. Far too quick. I think you should kind of have the conversation first. I don't think you should lead with "you've got the wrong idea" when you really don't know what idea they have. Okay, so Kaiji kind of freaking out. This isn't good. This is not good at all. Got this money all at once out of the blue when my dad died and passed it on to me. Oh man. So why? This story, like, it makes sense and it's good because it's kind of like heartwarming. It gets you on your side, but it's something that can be very easily proven. Like, there is evidence that should exist if you inherited this money. It should be done in like a legal fashion or whatever. You probably have to pay taxes on it. And there should be like a death notice, a death certificate of the father, things like that. I wonder what's up with Kaiji's father, you know, for real. What do you call a prodigal son? Spend my days rambling around Japan, immersed in gambling, going from ecstasy to desolation, back and forth over and over. True. And again, lies should contain elements of the truth if you want them to be convincing. Even for a guy like me, my dad left some assets in his will. So then, well, I got this money in the first 7 days after his funeral, but still, I didn't have anything in mind to spend it on right away, so just leaving it lying around my house would be pretty dangerous, right? So that's why... Just blah, 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 like, just letting all of this spill out. I don't think it's good. It's, it's way too upfront. You're saying way too much too quickly without anyone prompting you, without anyone asking you. The only person who volunteers all of these details so quickly is someone who has come up with these details just to be volunteered, right? Like, if this is just your actual life in totality, it's not like you've already calculated all of the relevant aspects of your story that fit together into one cohesive explanation. When someone asks you a question like, where did this money come from? What's your deal? you have to kind of piece that together yourself in the moment. Only someone who thinks a lot about their story would have such a story ready, and that's because it's just a story. and and also, like, come on, you don't have anything you can think to spend it on right now, but you could at least buy some nicer clothes. It's been 7 days, and you're still wearing clearly what you were wearing when you were destitute. In that case, all the more reason why you should come and discuss this on the 2nd floor. 2nd floor? What do you mean 2nd floor? Kaiji had never once been to the 2nd floor of a bank before in his life. I certainly haven't either. I didn't even... I mean, most of the banks around here are 1 floor, but I suppose in Japan, a much more vertical sort of oriented architecture. See, I guess the 2nd floor is where, like, the meeting rooms and stuff are. So I've been to meeting rooms in banks before to discuss various financial matters, but they're always on the same floor. Whereas here, all the tellers are on 1 floor, and those, I guess, are on the 2nd floor. Kaiji, the 2nd floor of a bank, is a domain of hitherto unseen mysteries. And that which is unseen is also unknown, and the unknown leads people to create misguided fears all on their own. Ooh, something they need to say on the 2nd floor. The 2nd floor, the 2nd floor, don't tell me. The 2nd floor. Oh, the Zawa is starting as well. He's so freaked out, Kaiji. This isn't good. This isn't good. If you're freaking out this much, what about poor Mario? Mario with his baller attitude, trying to look like Kazuya. What the heck is he thinking if they're going to give him any sort of interrogation? 2nd floor is where they corner you. Ooh, nice samurai era imagery. Bring you to a room, and trap you with no way to get out. Once you go in, it's all over. They lock you in. Not long afterwards, the police will come barging in on the scene. Don't want to cause a commotion on the 1st floor where all the normal customers are. So I think Kaiji here, he's a little paranoid. He's obviously freaking out a lot, but he's really understood the logical need for something like this, right? I think he's totally right in that if they did have someone that they thought they needed to have the police investigate, if they did want to just bring someone in for interrogation, they would employ such a structure. They would get them into that situation. I don't think that's what's going on here, though. Mostly kind of out of a more meta understanding of the plot, that it can't just be both either so smooth as Kaiji originally thought, or this terrible. I think they're going to go in there to kind of welcome him into some elite circle type thing. It's going to be like a little mini reception for him. I think that's where this is going. They're trying to upsell him probably on various investment type accounts and this and that or whatever. Bring the suspicious customers up to the 2nd floor to deal with them. Shadowy rule of banks used to get them over to authorities. A trap. The gentle smile being worn by the mild-mannered bank manager seemed like this. Not falling for it. Okay. Kaiji defiant. And I think he's probably really smart to do this, right? Like, I mean, I have my convictions on what's going to happen, but I don't know for sure. And Kaiji, of course, self-preservation is the #1 concern here. He can easily abandon this bank and replace it with another bank on kind of his tour of deposits. But if he gets busted once, if the police show up once and interrogate him, it's over. Afraid of heights, for one thing. I don't want to go in a secret room either. I'm claustrophobic, too. Alright, so this is fine. So this is kind of actually adding up again, you know? Like, at first he seemed really strange and erratic, and then he told this story of being a destitute and stuff. And now he's acting even stranger and more erratic in ways that aren't really directly related to the story he's come up with for why he has all this money, right? So now they're just kind of getting the sense of Kaiji as a strange, strange man. Claustrophobic, paranoid, afraid of heights, won't go with them. And they're kind of like, okay, alright, it's this kind of person. I don't want to do it, and that's that. If you've got something to say, tell me here. I wanted to discuss in regards to the account registration from me for it earlier. Is there something missing? It's not that, it's this here. Expected a normal account for your 10 million deposit. But if, like you mentioned just before, you have no immediate use for the money in mind. Ah, yes. See, they're trying to upsell him. A higher interest, long-term deposit type account where you can't touch the money or can't touch some percentage of the money for however many years. So the bank gets more time to play with it. But in return, you get higher interest rates. This sort of thing. It's not too uncommon. So, Kaiji has kind of talked himself into a corner here. Because as he said, he has no immediate use for the money. So why not? But, of course, we know he kind of does have an immediate use for the money. This is just all a scheme to make the money invisible. But they still kind of want the money right away so they can escape. Fixed term deposit instead. Counter for fixed term deposits is on the second floor. Ah ha 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 ha. No, I can't. Fixed term deposits are terrible. I don't want to get tied up with some crappy interest rates. I'm not going to go that long anyways. Normal deposit I can take back whenever I want. Normal account. I need freedom. This flapping maneuver, very strong, conveying all of his financial requests in nice, calm, constructive, understandable gestures, signaling in n dimensions, various interest rates and payoff periods, and need for freedom. In the end, it all comes down to freedom. I value freedom more than anything else in the world, so I just can't do a fixed-term deposit or anything where I can't take my money back when I want to. It just doesn't fit with my view of life, so frankly, I just have to flat-out refuse. So this is good. This, again, is leaning into the personality he's already established, right? It's already been set up that he's claustrophobic, that he won't just listen to people and do what they ask. So, of course, he values freedom. I see. I understand what you're saying, Mr. Ito, but still, ooh, even this teller getting upset with him. So he comes back. Has he successfully deposited the money or not? We see the other members of the Asian trio looking quite happy. I think theirs probably went very smoothly. How'd your deposit go? It was a piece of cake. Total success. How about you two? What? I don't know, Kaiji. Was that a total success? Or did you kind of blow it 2 or 3 times and get through just on the sheer politeness of Japanese service industry people? Take a look. My account all made me too. Same here. Yay, yay, yay. All right. Mario Garcia. Hey, isn't that like a famous person? Isn't that the guy in The Grateful Dead? Evidently it is not. It is an American newspaper and magazine designer. Who am I thinking of? Jerry Garcia. There we go. Here's Mr. Dead. Oh, he is dead. I don't mean that. He was in a band called The Grateful Dead. I'm not making light of his death. Okay, so what does Chang notice? Oh, Mario's passbook. Composite account. Uh-oh. 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 Mario fell for it. Kaiji should have realized that when he was trying to get his way out of it, that maybe Mario wouldn't have the same foresight. Real fixed term. Should we obviously want to go with normal deposits? We can take them back whenever we want. Chang Bon, if I'm right. Alright, cool translation note. It's neat we got to learn Chang's name. Mario's full name too. Neat. Insisting and pressuring me. Figured turning down too much might be a little weird. Make me stand out too much. So I somehow got it to 3 months. It was over half a year. I held it and insisted. 3 months fixed term deposit. Then we can continue automatically. He did his best, guys. He did his best. This is only 10 mil out of so much more than that. It's like a 60th of his wealth. You know, maybe worst case scenario, it's just lost forever. Well, that is a pretty bad case scenario. You just lost basically $100,000. But he's doing his best. Not for the wrong thing is what you did. Sigh. Oh my god, Kaiji did the same thing. Oh my god, Kaiji also broke down and accepted it, didn't he? Didn't he? With the cute teller, the one he had an eye for, talking him into it. He did it, didn't he? Oh, Moji, 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 Moji. Oh yeah, Kaiji. Oh, you got a problem. Oh, no, 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 no. 1 year fixed term deposit continues automatically? Kaiji, what were you thinking? On the next page, it says a savings deposit. Savings deposit is they take a little bit each month from your normal deposit, isn't it? So that's like the only money you actually have access to is the stuff that comes out of your savings deposit. Like money is transferred from, I think, the full account, which is fixed term, into the savings deposit, I guess, right? What the bank said. Freedom is, whoa. Oh my gosh. The truth element of his lie has come back to bite him in a big way. She'll attack him, saying, you've said before, you've been from ecstasy to destitution. You've said before, you've paid off big and blown it all. So why give yourself that chance? Why not just live on this allowance? 50,000 yen a month. That's not that much. It's like 500 bucks a month. How is he supposed to live on? Well, whatever. She convinced him. Because these sorts of attacks really do apply to Kaiji himself, too. Not just Kaiji, the inheritance guy. Make a normal deposit now, you'll just take it right back out and use it all immediately. I'm sure your late father wouldn't want to have that happen to you. Oh man. So not only is Kaiji like actually affected by these attacks, I think, but he knows he has to be affected on behalf of his fake father. Father wanted you to use this inheritance as the foundation to get back on your feet, to set yourself free of living your life through debauchery, dissoluteness, and depravity, and start living an honest life. I'm sure that's what he would have wanted for you. What do you think this is? Thanks to that girl giving you the wrong advice. You went and threw your money away into the bank for no good reason. Chang very righteously chewing out Kaiji here. Look at how moe he is, though. This kind of blushing smile. He got wrecked. Jeez, Kaiji. You really have a soft spot for women, don't you? That's not it at all. That's exactly what it is. You lecherous prodigal son. Yeah, this is, I guess, what's happening. It really has become that he was the lecherous prodigal son. And trying to good. Oh, it's so. Oh, Kaiji, what a terrible, terrible chain of misfortune that you set yourself upon. Who can blame him? Who among us hasn't been talked into something like this? And under much more favorable circumstances. Oh, Kaiji. All right. So the bank deposit arc is continuing. So far, so okay. I mean, they did get their money in the bank. That was goal number 1. Sure, they can't get their money out of the bank too easily, but that's just the first bank, you know? They still have a whole lot of money to deposit. It could get better. We'll see. We'll see. All right, that's all for now.